Nobody tells you that the hardest part of coming out of a hard season is not the season itself. The hardest part is realizing somewhere in the middle of just getting through, you stopped wanting things. Not dramatically. Not all at once. Just quietly, over time, the way a fire goes out when nobody tends it. You stopped letting yourself imagine a future that looked different from the one you were already living. You stopped making plans that stretched past next week. You stopped letting yourself want things because wanting things meant hoping for things, and hoping for things meant risking things, and you did not have anything left to risk. And the terrifying part is you did not even notice when it happened. There is a story in Genesis that does not get told the way it should. Joseph was 17 years old when God gave him a dream. Not a small dream. Not a safe dream. A dream so large and so specific that when he told his brothers about it, they laughed at him. In Genesis chapter 37 verse 19, they said to one another, "Behold, this dreamer comes." They meant it as an insult. The dreamer. Like dreaming was something to be embarrassed about. Like the vision God placed in him was something naive and foolish and better left unspoken. His brothers threw him in a pit, sold him into slavery. And for years after that, Joseph lived inside circumstances that looked nothing like the dream God gave him. He was in Potiphar's house. He was in prison. He was forgotten by the people he helped. And at every single point along the way, the dream must have felt like a cruel joke. Like something God whispered to him once and then walked away from. But God had not walked away from it. Not for a single day. Here is what survival mode does that nobody talks about. It does not just exhaust you. It teaches you to distrust the dream. It trains you over months and years of hard circumstances to shrink your expectations down to something manageable. Something you cannot be disappointed by. Something safe. And safe starts to feel like wisdom. Keeping your head down starts to feel like maturity. Letting go of the thing God put in you starts to feel like surrender, when really it is just fear with better posture. You were not made for safe. You were made for the dream God wrote on you before you even knew what to do with it. I remember the moment I realized I had stopped dreaming. It was not a crisis. It was a regular day like any other. And I noticed I could not remember the last time I had let myself want something bigger than what was already in front of me. That day changed something. Joel chapter 2 verse 28 carries a promise that was spoken into a people who had lost everything. Their crops were gone. Their land had been stripped. They were living in the aftermath of devastation, and God looked at all of it and said, "It will happen afterward, that I will pour out my spirit on all flesh, and your sons and your daughters will prophesy. Your old men will dream dreams. Your young men will see visions." Not past tense. Future tense. Dreams are coming. Visions are coming. The Spirit is being poured out on the people who look like they have nothing left to dream about. That is a promise for people standing in the wreckage of something, wondering if God has gone quiet on them for good. He does. He still does. But here is where it gets honest. Because some of you reading this have been waiting a long time. Some of you put the dream down years ago, and part of you has started to wonder if it was ever real in the first place. If God actually said what you thought he said. If the thing you felt so certain about was just you, just your own wishful thinking dressed up in spiritual language. Lamentations chapter 3 verses 21 and 22 says, "Yet I call this to mind, and therefore I have hope. It is because of the Lord's loving kindnesses that we are not consumed, because his compassion doesn't fail. Yet I call this to mind." That is an act of will. That is someone in the middle of devastation choosing to remember something true when everything around them is telling them there is nothing left to remember. The hope does not arrive on its own. The writer has to reach for it. Has to pull it back into their thinking on purpose. That is what permission to dream again looks like in real life. It is not a feeling that shows up. It is a choice you make before the feeling arrives. You call it to mind. You choose to remember that his compassion has not failed, that his kindnesses are still moving, that the dream he placed in you did not expire just because the circumstances got hard. And then there is this. In Numbers chapter 11 verse 23, God said to Moses, "Has the Lord's hand grown short? Now you will see whether my word will happen to you or not." Has the Lord's hand grown short? That question is not rhetorical. God is pushing back against the unbelief of a people who had seen miracle after miracle and still could not bring themselves to trust that He was capable of doing it again. Has my hand grown short? Has something happened to my ability to move? Has the thing I promised you somehow become impossible for me? The answer is no. The answer has always been no. His hand has not grown short. His word has not expired. The dream He placed in you is not too big for the God who placed it there. Psalm 126 verses 5 and 6 says it this way: "Those who sow in tears will reap in joy. He who goes out weeping, carrying seed for sowing, will certainly come again with joy, carrying his sheaves." The tears were not wasted. The hard season was not wasted. The years of just getting through, the years of survival mode, the years of putting the dream down and picking it back up and putting it down again, none of that was wasted. It was seed. And seed has a harvest attached to it that the planting season cannot see yet. You're going to come back carrying sheaves. Not maybe. Not if you hold on long enough. The word says certainly. Certainly come again with joy. And if all of that still feels too large, if the dream still feels too far away and you still cannot quite bring yourself to reach for it again, hold on to this. In Ephesians chapter 3 verse 20, it says God is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all that we ask or think, according to the power that works in us. Above all that we ask or think. That means the version of the dream you have been holding on to, the version you downsized to something survivable, the version you edited down to something you could not be too disappointed by, is still smaller than what God has prepared. He is not limited by the size of your imagination. He is not waiting for you to dream big enough. He is already working beyond the ceiling of what you let yourself believe. You have permission to want things again. Not because the circumstances have changed. Not because the hard season is officially over. But because the God who gave you the dream in the first place has not forgotten a single word of it. Joseph went from the pit to the palace. Not because he was perfect. Not because he never doubted. But because God does not give a dream and then abandon it. He does not give a dream and then abandon it. Whatever you put down, whatever got quiet in you during the long years of just getting through, whatever you stopped letting yourself want because wanting felt too dangerous, pick it back up. What is the dream you stopped letting yourself talk about out loud? Drop it in the comments. We want to know. Type alive and tell us what you are believing God for again. And stay until the very end of this video. We left something there for you. Screenshot it. Write it down if you need to. Keep it close for the days when safe starts to feel easier than believing again. If this channel has been a place you keep returning to, hit that subscribe button so you never miss what comes next. Come on this journey with us. We will be here. We see you. We are here for you.